Good day everyone! I am Dayan Cañete, the leader of Group 1 from ST2MA. And I am here in front of you to present our study titled New Face Recognition Problem in Oppo Mobile Device Security System. Its introduction, the background of the study, the statement of the problem and its objective, and my member will do the rest. Let's discuss the introduction. Oppo is the one of the flagship phones in the market using the new X smartphone from Oppo Mega V is delivering face recognition for fast unlocking and safe payments. Also, Oppo claimed it is the first Android model commercially mass manufactured with 3D structured light technology. The facial recognition system is the technology capable of matching a human face from a digital image or a video frame against a database of faces. This is used to authenticate users by ID verification by identifying facial features from a face in the photo. Face recognition techniques are a part of a facial image processing application, etc. They use biometric information of the humans and are applicable easily instead of fingerprints, iris, signature, etc. because these type of biometrics are not much suitable for non-collaborative people. The elimination problem is where the same face appears differently due to the changes in lighting. The pose problem is where the same face appears differently due to changes in viewing condition. Moreover, when elimination variation also appears in the face images, the task of the face recognition becomes even more difficult and analysis and classification of various pose problems are performed using reflectance model with verification available. Despite those issues, the purpose of the face recognition is a major problem in verifying a person in digital photos through face biometric patterns and data. The next one is the background of the study. Facial recognition systems are crucial for identifying undesirable drivers and suspects. User must remember password, present ID with current identity verification methods, cards, and a variety of other annoyances. But why is the technology advancement so critical during development of this technology? Many developers took shortcuts, utilize a low-cost web camera to capture all frontal photos as a limitations. These systems are made up of two distinct elements. Face detection comes first, followed by facial recognition and verification. Lighting adjustment techniques could be used to help improve the performance of this system. Main aspect of the study, facial recognition software reads the geometry of your face. The statement of the problem. The study aimed to determine the security problem of the new face recognition security device for mobile device and its effects on mobile security of grade 12 students of academic senior high school of Asian Institute of Computer Studies. Letter A. Do all mobile devices have a security problem in face recognition security system? B. What is the problem of the face recognition security system in terms of brand, familiar face, awareness, and megapixels? And lastly, letter C. Based on findings, what solution may be formulated to improve the face recognition security system? Automatic face recognition rate declines dramatically as a result of head movements or camera point of view differences which can inevitably induce changes in face appearance and produce intra-class variability. If the database just provides the frontal image of the face, it may result in inaccurate or non-recognition. One is the occlusion. When one or more sections of the face are obstructed and the entire face is not available as an input image, this is known as occlusion. The study objective. This study has the following objective: to upgrade the facial recognition system to provide sufficient and accurate security measures for mobile device, to keep unauthorized users of the device even more, to make users feel more secure than others can access their phones without their permissions. To protect users' family and close contacts from possibly being defrauded by someone pretending to be them. To provide accurate security measures to avoid threats to privacy, violation of rights and personal freedoms, potential data theft, and other crimes. To know the most common problem encountered when using facial recognition in mobile phone security systems.
This is the significance and scope and delimitation of the study. Significance of the study. This study will be able to make face recognition security feature more safe, user-friendly, reliable, and easy to operate. It also needed for the researcher to acknowledge the perceptions of the people who own a mobile phone. This study also helped people to use face recognition security feature when they can afford on a phone with a high security feature like fingerprint. This study is essential not only to owners and future owners. This study will help future researchers as their source and acquire more information to know more history, introduction, and background of facial recognition security feature. Scope and delimitation of the study. This research is a descriptive study which intends to propose a possible solution to upgrade the facial recognition system for sufficient and accurate security measures for mobile devices. It aims to address the common problems encountered in mobile security because of the new face recognition security service. Focuses on the academic senior high school grade 12 students from the Asian Institute of Computer Studies Commonwealth who are enrolled for the academic year 2021 to 2022. The data that will be gathered through a survey where each of the respondents will be given the same questionnaire to answer will be statistically analyzed using sampling method to provide comprehensive and data interpretation. Conceptual framework. Input. Face capture through camera, phone, or security camera. Then go to process. Image go to neutral network server through internet. Facial features extraction by using trillion of dots. Facial features extracted goes to database. Algorithm deep learning about the extracted facial image, and so on. Definition of terms. Definition of terms is usually an annex to a work, book, research paper, pamphlet, etc. Either at the beginning or more likely near the end with a list of acronyms, jargon, credits, etc. This is an important part of research paper or report is that the key or important terms in the study are clearly defined. I'll give some example. Algorithm. An algorithm is a set of instructions for solving a problem or accomplishing a task. Every computerized device uses algorithm to perform its function in the form of hardware or software based on routines. Occlusion. Occlusion is the basic element that limits the information in an image. In stereo vision, occlusion occurs with a portion of the picture visible on one image and occluded in the other by the scene itself, or a section of the scene where the image boundary moves out of the field of persuasion on the other picture. POV. POV stands for point of view, CPU, Central Processing Unit, and so on.
Chapter 2. Review of related literature and studies. This chapter presents the related literature and studies after the thorough and in-depth search done by the researchers. Foreign literatures. According to F.Org, deputies can use phones, tablets, or other devices to take a picture of a driver or a person inside the field and instantly compare that picture to one or more facial recognition systems to try to identify them. Airports, border crossing, and public events such as Olympics have all used face recognition technology. Face recognition may also be used in private settings, such as businesses and sports stadiums. As stated in Kaspersky Lab 2021, facial recognition is a method of identifying or verifying a person's identity by using their face. Facial recognition is included in biometric security. People can be identified using by facial recognition systems in photos, videos, or in real time. According to Simonovich 2021, The face recognition is a task that humans perform routinely and effortlessly in our daily lives. The widespread availability of powerful and low-cost desktop and embedded computing system has sparked intense interest in automatic image processing in a wide range of applications, including biometric, authentication, surveillance, human-computer interaction, and multimedia management. But 2020 define face recognition as a computer application that detects, tracks, identifies, and verifies human faces in images or videos captured with a digital camera. Variations in human facial appearance such as varying lighting conditions, noise in face images, scale, pose, and so on are examples of issues that still impending progress toward human-level accuracy of facial recognition. Although much progress has been made in the domain of facial detection and recognition for security, identification, and attendance purposes. According to Jahab et al. 2017, face recognition is now one of the most important aspects of computer vision. It is the literature stated that this trend can be attributed to at least two factors: commercial and law enforcement applications and the availability of feasible technologies. After years of research, facial recognition is a computer application for automatically identifying a person from a still image or video frame. Due to the nature of the problem, computer scientists, neuroscientists, and psychologists share a keen interest in this field. According to JA 2007, a person's identity is represented by their face. Since the invention of image processing technique, the methods for utilizing these physical features have undergone significant change. A face recognition system's sole goal is accurately recognize a person, and this identification may be used for further processing. Traditional face recognition systems may use methods to identify a face from input, but results are not always as accurate and precise as desired. Local-related studies. According to Bangtingal et al. 2018, facial recognition in an unconstrained environment should be approached with a caution, because studies show that it is a primary cause of accuracy rate decreasing. This difficulty arises from various imaging conditions such as variation in scale and resolution, illumination, noise, blur, posture, oculation, facial expression, and age. Many factors influence face recognition performance according to Wang et al. 2014. Face recognition under uncontrolled conditions remain a significant challenge in image processing and computer vision. The factors influence face recognition performance, including lighting conditions, pose variation, and occlusion. Face recognition under complex backgrounds and variable resolution remains a major challenge for a computer vision software developers. According to E. Vasquez Fernandez et al., a smartphone-based face recognition system does not only suffer from the same problem as a computer-based system such as illumination, occlusion, and pose variation, but is also limited by other factors such as limited computing power, lower quality cameras, and memory. This study have found that although many studies have been conducted in order to develop robust face recognition algorithms, but relatively few have been done on mobile devices. In some systems, mobile devices are used only to sense video, and the processing tasks are performed on a server via a wireless network. Many work show a trend towards performing all computation on the mobile devices. Foreign-related studies. As stated in Farmer et al. 2013, Face recognition is a biometric system used to identify or verify a person from a digital image. A face recognition system should be able to automatically detect a face in an image. Using face recognition as a security feature in mobile devices must be accurate in registering the biometrics of the mobile device owner, who registers his biometric in the security system, regardless of the effect of lightning, facial expressions, illumination, and anything that can affect the registration of the biometrics. According to Kander and Young 2005, neuropsychological, functional imaging, and cell recording studies are commonly interpreted with a framework that involves separate visual pathways at the functional and neural levels, involved in the recognition of facial identity and expression. But evidence supports this model less strongly than is often assumed. Other possible models of a face recognition should be considered, including one that has emerged from principal component analysis techniques. According to G. Hassan and K. Elgasor 2016, smartphones are equipped with a multitude of sensors that can significantly improve the user's cognitive ability. Face recognition is one of the fastest growing applications in the mobile domain. This study represents an efficient approach based on cloud computation offloading to save energy and bandwidth. Preliminary results show more than 230% reduction in overall response time. Chapter 3. Research Methodology. This chapter describes the operational plan of work or strategy. A number of activities in the plan of work include the following operations: research design, research instruments, data gathering procedures, sample and sampling techniques, research local, and statistical treatment of data. This chapter will describe the procedures used by the researchers to solve the new face recognition problem in the Oppo mobile devices security system. The researchers proposed a potential solution for improving the facial recognition systems in order to provide adequate and accurate security measures for mobile devices. This study was classified as descriptive study because it aims to determine the relationship between two variables, and it entails describing, recording, analyzing, and interpreting what is being described. For this study, an online survey is the preferred method of data collection. Non-response survey errors were significantly reduced by survey software, increasing the study's accuracy. Several social media platforms were used to collect data as well as survey questionnaires. Using an online survey questionnaire, the research will be able to determine the significant effects of the new face recognition problem. Research environment. The research environment discusses the study's location or setting. It briefly describes the location of the research. Only significant features relevant to the current studies are included. Our research topic is the new face recognition problem in Oppo mobile devices security system, and we choose to conduct it at AICS Commonwealth, a private school located at AICS Building, Commonwealth Avenue, Holy Spirit Drive, Barangay Don Antonio, Quezon City. We choose to conduct research at school because it is more accessible and more convenient way of conducting research. A sample of 53 randomly selected students was drawn from a population of senior high school students at Asian Institute of Computer Study, Commonwealth Branch. We choose to conduct research at school because it is more accessible and convenient. The senior high school students are accessible through online digital platforms. This place is best suitable for the location of conducting research studies and has the biggest potential to achieve the goals and objectives of the study. We also choose AICT's Commonwealth Senior High School students as participants or respondents because we know that the majority of them use or have been used Oppo mobile devices.
Data gathering instrument to gather the data. The instrument that we used was survey. This method of data collection because it is known to be less biased and less expensive. Method of data collection encourages respondents to be more attentive due to the fact that it is more comfortable to respond and more open to options but still relevant and specific to our type of research that we conduct. The entire group about which you want to make conclusion is referred to as a population. A sample is the group from others you will collect data. And here's what I will show and tell how I did it or how I solved it. The formula is sample size is equal to population over 1 plus margin error. For the section ICE1, we got a respondents of 2 with a percentage of 3.77 with a sample size of 0. For the section BMA2MA, we got a respondents of 11 with a percentage of 20.75 with a sample size of 0. For the section GA2MA, we got a respondents of 7 with a percentage of 13.20 with a sample size of 0. For the section IC2DA, we got a respondents of 7 with a percentage of 13.20 with a sample size of 0. For the section IC2MB, we got a respondents of 3 and with a percentage of 5.66 with a sample size of 1. For the section ST2MA, we got a respondents of 4 with a percentage of 7.54 with a sample size of 1. For the section ST2MB, we got a respondents of 2 with a percentage of 3.77 with a sample size of 0. And last, for the section IC2DA, we got a respondents of 17 with a percentage of 32.07 with a sample size of 0. So the total of population is 53, percentage 99.96, and last sample size is 2. Statistical treatment of data is used by the researchers to analyze and interpret the data of the study. The following that I'm going to say are the statistical used to told and tabulated the data. First, the frequency. The frequency is needed for computing of percentage of the data gathered in a survey. The formula to get the frequency is equal to total number of responses over or divided by the total number of respondents. Second is the percentage. It is used to obtain the needed numbers of responses. The formula to get the percentage is equal to frequency over divided to the total number of respondents multiplied by 100. Third is the weighted mean. It is used to compute the average value of the observation. The formula to get the weighted mean is fx, or summation of the respondent, and the frequency divided by the total number of respondents. Scaling measurement. The scale used to measure the facial recognition conflicts and level of security that facial recognition can provide on the operation of the respondents. Y 0.51 to 1.00 agree, and 0.00 to 0.50 disagree.
Representation, analysis, and interpretation of data that researchers use in conducting research. First is the frequency and percentage distribution of the respondents according to their section. This table shows the frequency distribution of respondents in terms of their section group. In Section 1CE 1, 2A, and IC2, there are a total of 3 or 5.7 respondents. In BM2MA, there are a total of 11 or 20.8% of respondents. In GA2MA, there are a total of 7 or 13.2% of respondents. In IC2DA, there are a total of 5 or 9.4% of respondents. In IC2MA, there are a total of 3 or 5.7% of respondents. In GA2MB, there are a total of 2 or 3.8% of respondents. In ST2MA, there are a total of 18 or 34% of respondents. And lastly, in ST2MB, there are a total of 4 or 7.6% of respondents. Second is the facial recognition conflicts. This falls to three categories: facial familiarity, awareness, and camera quality that might affect the facial recognition overall performance. In Table 2 represents the conflict of facial familiarity using facial recognition. For statement number 1, there are 31 respondents who answered yes and 22 respondents who answered no. For statement number 2, there are 15 respondents who answered yes and 38 respondents who answered no. For statement number 3, there are 18 respondents who answered yes and 35 respondents who answered no. For statement number 4, there are 24 respondents who answered yes and 29 respondents who answered no. This results to disagree. In Table 3 represents the awareness respondents using facial recognition. For statement number 1, there are 37 respondents who answered yes and 17 respondents who answered no. This results to agree. In Table 4 represents camera quality conflicts of respondents using facial recognition. For statement number 1, there are 34 respondents who answered yes and 29 respondents who answered no. This results to agree also. Third is the weighted mean level of trust recognition can provide. Table 5 represents trust facial recognition can provide of respondents using facial recognition. For statement number 1, there are 29 respondents who answered yes and 24 respondents who answered no. For statement number 2, there are 30 respondents who answered yes and 23 respondents who answered no. For statement number 3, there are 26 respondents who answered yes and 27 respondents who answered no. For statement number 4, there are 10 respondents who answered yes and 43 respondents who answered no. For respondents number 5, there are 26 respondents who answered yes and 24 respondents who answered no. This results to disagree.
Oppo claims it is the first Android model commercially mass manufactured with 3D structured light technology, a multi-feature and multi-scale attention detection model, a liveness detection model based on Mayfield Shuffle Net, mobile convolutional neural network, and an identification system with a self-adaptive network and various model are among the three major algorithm structures Melfi is giving to Oppo. This study focuses on the malfunction of the new face recognition problem in Oppo mobile device security system. It is a summary of the findings of the educational researcher based on the set of data for the statement of problems. So each table has analysis and interpretation, and the conclusion are drawn for further recommendation. We can determine that most of the students at the Asian Institute of Computer Studies agreed to use face recognition for their security. This study used descriptive analytic design. We conducted a survey questionnaire for 53 respondents. The researchers include with the following attire. Researchers have developed a processor that can process trillions of bits of data in milliseconds. Because the Quantex CPU employs atom-sized transistor, it can process data much faster than today's standard processors. It has the ability to generate security codes that are unbreakable and cannot be hacked. Researchers recommended the proposal to Oppo mobile device owners and users who want to use facial recognition features to secure their mobile devices. And for the next researcher, it is recommended to use this research study as reference and guide in the research and get information about related research studies.